All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our final conversation. Now, in international diplomacy, tit for tat is not always the best approach to solving issues. As such, the Senate, through its Committee on Diaspora and Non-Governmental Organizations, has called for calm and restraint following a viral video showing a protest by some Ghanaians demanding the deportation of Nigerians over alleged misconduct. The video, widely circulated on social media, captured protesters in Ghana accusing Nigerians of behavior they claimed as incompatible with Ghanaian norms. Reacting in a statement, Senator Basi Anyekon condemned the blanket criminalization of Nigerians and described the rising hostility against them as disturbing and unjust. Anyekon emphasized the importance of preserving the long-standing relationship between Nigeria and Ghana, noting that both countries had historically shared deep diplomatic, economic and cultural ties. He urged Nigerians residing in Ghana to remain calm and law-abiding, avoid provocation and resist any temptation to retaliate. According to him, the matter is already receiving attention at the highest levels. I mean, history has a way of repeating itself, you know, first as a tragedy, then as a farce, but basically history has a way of repeating itself. But the Senate has called for calm. But apart from calling for calm, what immediate actions has the Senate taken, you know, to address this deportation protest, you know, of Nigerians in Ghana?
Well, I'm very sure that that committee would also have to fly to Ghana.
True.
You know, to meet with the authorities there. I heard the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Bianca Onu, is also in Ghana. So to see how they can, you know, call for restraint and calm.
Exactly.
Because Nigeria and Ghana's relationship dates back, way back. It's not today.
True.
Forget about what happened in 1983. You know,
or even 1972.
You know,
71, 72.
You know, all what happened in the past. We have forgotten about that. We have moved on. Sometimes we talk about Ghanaian
jollof rice,
and Nigerian jollof. Which one is the sweetest? You know,
I still think Nigeria takes the number one. You know, Nigerian jollof is still the best. And
to me, I have fantastic Ghanaian friends.
Yeah, I have cousins there.
You know, so, and if you look at it, so we are bonded together by one thing, and that is mutual respect. Nigerians respect Ghanaians, and I want to believe Ghanaians respect Nigerians. Not because, and I don't want to take this away, because we are Nigerians doesn't mean that we do not have bad eggs.
True.
Okay.
True.
And because of those bad eggs, you cannot call everybody bad. You cannot give a dog a bad name and then you hang it. There are some good Nigerians, fantastic Nigerians
who are working, who are even studying there.
Who have married,
who
are doing very well. And I remember even when this president came in, how they praised our president. You understand?
Even the president lived in Nigeria, in Kwara State.
Yeah, their president was in Nigeria.
Yes, he lived in Nigeria.
So that is to tell you the relationship we have between Nigeria and Ghana. So there will be some people who are doing things that they don't like, in quotes, things that are against their norms.
Absolutely.
So we need to also talk to Nigerians who are living there to either behave themselves or the laws of that land will deal with them.
Absolutely.
That is what we should. And I think that is what the Senate and the federal government should take them.
And the Foreign Affairs
Ministry. They must talk to Nigerians who are there. You must comport yourself whenever you are going to outside Nigeria. Because look at, if you go outside, Nigerians now, if you go outside Nigeria, the way they treat us now is like we are the devils of this world. So the best thing is...
You remember South Africa, the xenophobia,
and so many other places. So the best thing is once you are going to any country, whatever you are going there to do,
respect the laws
respect
of the
law and do that thing. Don't go there and say either you want to overstay or you want to go into crime and criminality because it won't pay. And that is why all these people will start carrying placard and saying they want you out. True. So we as Nigerians must, as we are going out of our country for our businesses, for education, and for good things, because I want to use good things, I don't want to say bad things. We must respect the laws of this
Absolutely.
land.
I mean, this is where I miss BK. I wish he was also a part of this conversation. He would have brought up some history lessons, because in 1954 and 1959, Ghana expelled Nigerians. But on this matter, these people, they're like a blanket accusation. Once they say that, oh, something bad has happened, oh, they are Nigerians and they should be expelled. Is this not a case of Afrophobia?
Well, I don't actually think so. If you agree that we have a history of strained relationship, let us look at 1971. I know a family that lived very close to when I was growing up. The Busia government.
The politician in Ghana.
Who sent Nigerians packing back to Nigeria. And 12 years later, Nigeria retaliated through the Ghana Muslim.
And the legal
I believe that
aliens
this is the right time for the federal government, especially President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because I think there's a vacuum in our international diplomacy. No ambassadors yet. He has to quickly assemble the best of ambassadors, because ambassadorial level, they will handle it, speaking to Nigeria from time to time. And the thing is that what I want to tell an average Nigerian is that at any point in time, wherever you find yourself, you are an ambassador of your country. And your behavior is probably a reflection of the behavior of the country you are coming from. Irrespective of whatever economic pressures that we have that makes some people leave Nigeria, it is not enough reason for us to go to other climes and begin to dictate to them, trying to change their value system, trying to change the way they do their business, trying to dictate to them the terms on which you want to do. It is not done anywhere in the world. No country in the world will accept foreigners coming to determine.
We need to go on this quick break, but when we return, Asuka, I'll come to you. The Nigerian Senate is handling this matter, but do you think Nigerian Senate should consider reviewing Nigeria's foreign policy, policy approach to protect Nigerian citizens leaving diaspora? Do you think that policy needs to be looked into? We need to go on this quick break, and when we return, the conversation continues. Don't go anywhere. Still Journalist Hangout.
In the beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodimma's leadership has turned manifestos into reality, transformations that feels like a miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads emerge, industry hums, communities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. 500,000 young minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
All right, still Journalist Hangout. Asuko, before we went on that break, I asked you, do you think the Nigerian Senate should consider reviewing Nigeria's foreign policy approach, to protect Nigerians living in diaspora, proactively?
Well, I know that this government, they have their own policy, centered around 4 Ds, development, diaspora, I think it's 4 Ds. I'll get the other 2.
Okay.
And because of that, this is what this government is all about. So it's not about even the Senate. It's the Senate who will just see how they can, because our people are being protected. And just like we just said there, about Mr. Bata just said, the government has to start finding ways of appointing ambassadors. Because by the time you do that, you talk about the diplomacy, the ambassador will be able to be the one to step in immediately to protect the interests of Nigerians who are there. Okay? And also talk about how Nigeria and that country can also develop, which is another D. The diaspora that is there, the D that is there, the diplomacy that is there, you know. So all those, but the Senate will only go there as an oversight function, as far as I'm concerned, you know, and to see how they can, you know, sort things out.
Yes.
If they even take it to the floor of the House, the only thing the Senate will say is that federal government, try and protect our citizens there.
Because the safety of our citizens is very, very important. That is the only thing
they will do.
They are schooling those who are doing legitimate business in Ghana.
But as it stands today, this administration, I think they are falling short in staying too long and not appointing ambassadors. And the government has to quickly do that. I know that they have a list. I don't know what is taking that too much time, but they need to quickly do that so that all these issues about Nigeria must go, visa policy and all those things can all be addressed at that ambassadorial level before it even gets to Nigeria. I mean, the Senate I'm very sure they would travel there, see how they can solve the problem. But I feel that because I know there are so many Nigerians in Ghana.
I have cousins there.
What they need to do,
my parents lived in Ghana in the 50s.
I have cousins
and what they need to do is to see how they can have a meeting with Nigerians living in Ghana and have a meeting with the Ghanaian authorities.
Absolutely.
And see how this problem can be solved. You know, and the message should be, yes, we might be brothers, but the thing is, you must respect the laws of the Ghanaian law. Simple.
I mean, what assurances is the Nigerian Senate, you know, providing to Nigerians living, not in diaspora, but this time in Ghana, to make sure that about their safety and their rights?
They can only make laws and give advice to the federal government. It is exclusively the job of the federal government through the embassy, through the diplomats, through the ambassadors that are so appointed, working under the control of the Minister of Foreign Affairs that will handle that situation. And when you have an ambassador on ground, most of those claimants, your own is to come and be the head of your country in that particular period.
I mean, this is where the expertise of the Foreign Affairs Minister needs to come.
So all those people living in that country, you are the very first port of call whenever there is any local conflict. So most of these conflicts could be better explained or handled before it goes out by the ambassador. Even before they even embark on that protest, Nigerian government will have been fed back based on the report of the ambassador. If it is Nigerian that are, like I said, there is no country in the world that will tolerate you coming from another country and want to determine how they do their own things, want to push them out. You remember in South Africa, most of their complaints that Nigerians are beginning to destroy taking their job, their value system, a lot of things, taking their wives. You know, it is, yes, it could be so funny like this. All these things, I think we just have to regulate. Let the president summon all the political will to appoint the ambassadors for all countries of the world that we have ties with. And we also have to know that Nigeria is a part of West Africa. It's a very significant country in West Africa. So our position determines a lot of things that happens in West Africa. We cannot allow our people to
You think we need to take it up to the ECOWAS level?
We cannot allow our people to be hanging out there without having a representative. I think we should abide. As the leader in West Africa, we also have to show leadership by example. Let the president do the needful. And let our Nigerians who are going there, let them go there not as somebody who wants to take over or take over their economy or take over the value system. Because it is, when you look at it very well, it is also cultural. When you go to a new climate and you are trying to push to them that you can do things better, people get angry. So let Nigerians also outside protect themselves. Why the federal government too must also set up machinery in motion to defend and protect the interests of Nigerians outside the country. More so, these people are West African countries. We belong to the same economic and political bloc in West Africa.
But, gentlemen, we are all Africans. The issue of Afrophobia is something that should be condemned in its entirety. The issue of Afrophobia, Ghanaian, we're all Africans. We all have the same black skin. Then why should... But anyway, it's a fine place for us to leave it. Gentlemen, Anthony Abaton, appreciate you for coming on the show. Asukwa James, I almost called you BK. Asukwa James, thank you so much for doing this with us. Appreciate you. I'm missing BK already. He would have gone into some history lessons for me.
Well, Sabati actually provided.
Yeah, he did. He really did. But anyway, that's it on Journalist Hangout today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.